forest smells wrong. Dead stuff. Or burnt. I don't... No.
This was the center of a war between Tevinter Magisters and ancient elves. Blood magic everywhere. The Magisters destroyed Arlethan City. That kind of magic leaves an impression.
Cyril was right.
Let's kick him out.
What were they doing out here?
Looks like they set up a camp.
I'm not sure what this is. Valara?
It's Dalish. There's a Dalish camp nearby. If the Venatori hit them...
They could be in trouble.
Let's go. Now. We've seen Venatori out here before. They're always looking for relics. I wonder if that's what the gods have them hunting for.
We've got more Venatori.
Looks like we got them all. But this many Venatori and Arlethan is just wrong. Never seen it like this.
At least we're headed the right way.
All right. The dragon's a fang scorcher that attacked villages. We're close to her lair.
This shouldn't be too bad, right? We fought 2 dragons at once in Hosberg.
The dragons we fought in Hosberg were being ordered around by the gods. They were attack dogs. This is a wolf, a big wolf, fighting in her own territory. Be ready. This is your first real dragon fight.
You said the dragon's a fang scorcher. What are they like?
Fire breather, related to the Ferelden frostback. Think of her like the dragon version of a bobcat or a fox.
It's a little larger than a bobcat.
I mean, she's small and sneaky for a dragon. Attacks with fire from a distance to soften up her targets. And she's mean. Scorchers hold a grudge longer than my mother.
You said she attacked villages. Are we dealing with another attack in a city like Treviso or Minrathous?
No. Something got her to start hunting a ways off.
Something like what?
Dunno. Hoping we find out while we're here. But right now, focus on taking her down before she kills anyone else. Including us.
Oh, I'm ready. How do we start?
First rule, shut up so the dragon doesn't hear us.
Got it.
Stay in the trees as long as you can. It's gonna get hot when she sees us. Hey, Valara. You gonna be okay with this dragon?
Oh, definitely. It's interesting seeing how the magic is more stable in this part of Arlethan. Does the dragon somehow stabilize the ambient magical energy, or did it pick the location because of less ambient magic?
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out after we kill her. Hang on. Something's off with that crap up ahead. Let's go up through there on the left instead.
What's wrong?
I don't know. The way that debris is placed doesn't look natural. Or like something a dragon would do.
If you say so, you're the dragon expert.
Will it do the thing where it flaps its wings and makes a whirlwind?
Maybe.
What about shooting its tail spikes like arrows?
Dragons don't do that. Everyone heard that. Hunting call. Spooks prey, so they bolt out into the open.
I felt it all the way down to my toes.
Yeah, it tingles. Wait. Antom.
Haven't seen many Antom in Arlethan before. Wonder what they're doing here.
No idea. But they were setting an ambush.
Guess they didn't know about your keen sense of smell.
Come on. We can circle around. Hit them where they're not expecting us. What did the Anton mean? They knew I'd come for the Fang Scorcher? I only came because she attacked villages.
Maybe they baited it into attacking the villagers somehow. To lure you out here.
For the Dragon King, whoever that is.
Stupid name. Let's look around. I need to know what's going on. Bastards! They're the ones who've been capturing dragons and blighting them, turning them over to Gillinane in exchange for power. Hisra Marluk Voshvatari Brock! We knew the Anton were involved. Now we know it's the Dragon King. That's who we find and kill. We can get to the Fang Scorcher's lair up through there. Whenever you're ready. Look out! Fire! There's cover on the left! Move! All right, she knows we're here. That means quick beats quiet. Stay clear of the fire. It's like oil. It's on you and keeps burning.
More Anton!
Toebra. Today, you're dragon slayers. Now let's see what she had in her lair. Probably that big building over there. Let me know when you're ready to get out of here. Just tell me when you're ready.
Let's head out now. Trophy from the Fang Scorcher?
She was a good fight. You gonna be a big dumb puppy every time we hunt a dragon?
We get to do it again.
Don't make me regret this.
I will be astonishingly well behaved. When you were standing over the dragon, you said something. Chakra Toebra. It's the same thing your mother told you. You struggle the way you are?
You must struggle with what you are. It's what she told me when I was a kid. Still does, so I don't let the dragon out.
Meaning your fire breath?
It's not just about the fire. It's about how stuff makes me feel. What I do when I'm angry.
I've seen you get angry. When we first met, I saw you wreck those Untamir after the Vincima.
Assholes.
But you've got it under control.
Barely. I can get this rage where I just have to break something and I can get stuck in arguments, needing things to be a certain way. The Antam would have turned me into a berserker, breathing fire across the battlefield, killing anything in my way. I don't want to be that.
You never will be. This whole team is here to make sure that never happens.
Yeah?
Same as with Duflacanis with Spite or Harding with her stone powers. You are Ravani. You have the freedom to let yourself feel things instead of locking them down. I mean, We just killed a dragon thanks to you. How hard can anything else be after that?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Think I'm ready to talk to my mother about who I really am.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just killed a dragon. How hard can talking to my mother be after that? Might invite her to the lighthouse. Maybe that way she doesn't spend the whole time talking about that old tablet.
I'm still a little concerned about whoever sent the Untom. They mentioned the Dragon King?
Yeah, the asshole who's capturing dragons and blighting them for Gillinane. I'll ask Isabella to look for him. Still a stupid name. Dragon King. Dragons wouldn't have kings. They'd have queens.
The trap had failed. The Fang Scorcher was dead. But the Dragon King was a patient hunter. All he needed was a little help from a trader in the Lords of Fortune to set a new trap. And the bait was sure to bring Tosh running. Laura, we don't know. There's Venatori ahead.
Galador, stay put. We'll take care of them. Galador, what's happening?
The Venatori are rounding up Dalish. I locked that barrier, but some of them already got through.
Hold on. Rounding up Dalish?
There are more Dalish inside the ruins. They were camped there.
All right. Get back to Strife and Irulan and let them know. That didn't do anything?
That worked. Keep going.
Nice.
Time to get moving.
Why would Venatori attack the Dalish for no reason?
Who says they don't have a reason? We have to get in there. There they are. What do you want? Why are you attacking my people? Not soon enough.
We still don't know what they're doing here. Let's keep looking around. The bridge is out.
The other Veil Jumpers must have shut it down to keep the Venatori out. There has to be a power crystal around here. Hear that? Someone's in trouble. Come on!
There's a lot more of these assholes.
I see them! We have to end this! Leave this camp alone! Come and try!
These are my people.
You leave now, we might let you stay alive.
I never agreed to that.
Now let's see what they've done with the Dalish. We'll get you out of there. Hang on.
More of those symbols. Good luck.
Shouldn't be hard. All right, that did it. Let's see what she has to say.
It's okay, you're safe. I'm a veil jumper. What happened here?
That other veil jumper died making sure I was safe. She sealed the barrier before the Venatori could get me.
What about the rest of the Dalish?
They took everyone. Kidnapped them all.
Why? Where'd they go?
I don't know. Their leader said they need Dalish blood, some sort of sacrifice.
Sacrificed? Why am I not surprised?
This just got a whole lot worse. We need to figure out where the Venatori took them. Dead Venatori here. Nothing unusual. Not much to go on. Some papers here, but nothing useful. No mention of a location. Well, doesn't look like the Venatori brought many supplies with them.
And they might have a larger camp nearby.
There's some mud here, but it looks like there's some kind of glass here too.
Glass? Wait a second. There's a crater nearby. Thousands of years ago, blood magic destroyed that area. All that energy
Look,
turned the
over
sand to
here.
glass.
We know the Venatori didn't come very far.
They must have taken the Dalish to the crater.
We got here as fast as we could.
It's bad. They're kidnapping Dalish to sacrifice them.
What?
You're serious?
This isn't over yet. We'll put a stop to it.
Where did they take the prisoners?
The lake. The old crater.
We have to do something.
We'll find them. But it'll take time to put together a rescue party.
Don't take too much time. We need to stop this.
We will.
Let's head back to the lighthouse. We'll meet the Veil Jumpers there.
Venatori are gathering deep in the forest. They've brought the Dalish with them.
Not long till the sacrifices start then.
We did kill Gilanine's archdemon. The gods will want more power, and fast.
Regaining strength by training other elves. We're supposed to be their people.
Maybe that's why it's elves?
That makes it worse.
Right. But that's who the gods are. Who they've always been. You know the gods best, Rook. The Veiljumpers are ready. Just give the word. I'll go get Nev. She deals with Venatori the most.
Good point. We know where the Dalish are, and we know what we have to do. Let's do it.
Then we ride, and pray that fate is on our side.
I don't understand why you're bringing so many books.
Well, I don't see what your objections are to my taking a canopy.
We're only going for 2 days.
You've hardly brought more than a flask and a bedroll.
Should I send a search party out for you two in a couple of days?
No.
Of course not.
Emmerich wants to see more of Ferelden, so we're going camping. But he's treating it like we're going to an academic thing.
An expedition can have its earthly comforts.
You want to bring a shaving kit in the woods.
My dear Harding, a gentleman is never without a brush and a razor.
The whole point of going to the wilds is to get away from all that. So what if you get muddy and smell a little bad?
One can enjoy the scenery while remembering to bathe.
Harding, does it really matter if Emmerich brings 8 books?
9, actually.
And Emmerich? So what if Harding is fine sleeping on dirt?
Not all the time. Okay, Rook, I know. This trip's supposed to be fun.
I really have looked forward to you showing me more of your home, Harding.
Me too. Oh, and I'll make us sandwiches.
Ah, your famous ham and jam slam?
Well, yam and jam slam because you don't eat meat. So I'll use yams.
How thoughtful. Thank you, Harding.
Tell me about Anaris.
He is the light, the hope of Elvenan, the bringer of...
Tell me about the war against the Evenuris.
Even now, the armies of Anaris wage a glorious war against the...
Tell me about the armies.
The chosen of Elvenan, made pure and stripped of their want to serve the great Anaris.
So demons. He made an army of demons. Damn it, Syrian. What have you done? Oh, Rook.
What are you hoping to find out from the archive?
About Inaris? What would make Syrian work with him? But everything I found out, it just makes it worse. And now Syrian wants to meet, to explain himself.
He's turning people into demons. Our people. Nothing he could say will make that all right.
Damn it, Rook. I know. Talking to him again, knowing what I know, it's hard. Beyond hard. And that's if this isn't all a big trap.
Listen to your gut. Would he really try to lure you into a trap?
I would have said no before all of this. The Syrian I know cared, loved his people more than anything. He kept me grounded, focused, made sure I was okay. And I took care of him, protected him because I loved my little brother and I owed him. But what he is now, who he is now, I don't know. I'd hoped the archive would make it easy, tell me it was a misunderstanding. But Inaris is evil, full stop. And if my brother's working with him,
Syrian must be working with him for a reason.
I'd like to believe that. It'd make this easier. When I thought he died, it almost broke me. I don't know if I can do that again.
So what are you going to do?
Meet with him.
Are you okay with that?
No, but I need to talk to him, convince him he's wrong.
And if that doesn't work?
Will you come with me?
Of course.
Thanks, Rook. Really. Just tell me when you're ready.
Davrin, if a person is blighted and doesn't go through whatever wardens go through, how long?
Depends on the person. With the changes to the blight, the answer's even more uncertain.
Right. Well, another thing we can't predict.
This is where we eat.
I see.
Shathan, it's good to see you again.
My child wished to show me where she now lived.
I made food. Here. Armada Special. It's what the pirates eat when they come to port.
This is too rich for me. Perhaps you could prepare some vegetables.
Fine.
A few weeks in your company, and my child has lost what little civility she had.
The Armada Special actually has a long cultural history behind it.
It is meat and cheese on bread. It is the essence of Vervain. Of course Evitash would like it. This is what I face for removing her from the Qun.
Could you just try to show some affection to your child?
I do not need your instruction to show kindness to Evitash.
Well, what do you need? Give me a hint, because right now nothing Tash does is good enough.
Is that how it appears to you?
Yes.
I was never taught how to be a mother. Under the Qun, children are raised by those suited to such pursuits. I trained as a scholar. I was taught to think critically, to analyze without passion, and correct mistakes. You need not tell me that I am an inadequate mother. I am aware.
Then why did you leave?
When I see my child in danger, I act.
Here, vegetables.
Thank you.
So, I'm non-binary.
What does that mean?
It means I don't feel like a man or a woman.
If you are neither a man nor a woman, then what are you?
Non-binary. I just said, and I'm going to use they instead of she from now on.
If this is because I have criticized your dress or your manners...
It isn't!
Under the Qun, the term for one whose gender does not match the one given to them at birth was a Qunathlok. Perhaps you are like that.
Why do you have to keep picking at it? Why can't you just be happy for me?
Evatash, Chakra Toebra.
So I'm supposed to struggle with who I am? Even if I don't feel like I fit, even if I feel wrong?
No, you misunderstood.
Then say it better! Why am I never enough for you?
I will go. Thank you for inviting me to your home. Panahedan.
All of that was new for her. Just give her some time.
No. It's okay.
Tosh?
I'm not hiding anymore. How she takes it is her problem.
You sure?
Yeah. Come on. Don't let food go to waste.
Rook, you're here.
Is something wrong?
Biago and Thea sent word. They have information about Ilario. Whatever it is, they wish to speak away from Treviso, away from anyone who might be listening. They won't put more to paper. I need to meet with them as soon as possible.
mighty dragon's corpse.
It still has its lightning.
them up!
It's over.
An undead dragon. That's one for the books.
1,000-year banishment to the Fade. The Watchers will make note of the date.
You have defeated a dragon.
It was a corpse, possessed by the spirit behind that sealed door.
Deepest thanks. It would have ravaged the city without your intervention.